Hi, welcome back to English 111 Online. This is for the week of June 6th through 12th. We're going to look at some more things this week that will be summed up in a quiz. And also, we'll be taking a look at MLA format and how to do that properly. And also how to write a paragraph in which you have a topic sentence that makes a claim or a statement that is true. And then you're going to learn to support with evidence from something that you have read. So from a text of some kind. So all important things to learn for the week. All right, so even though we're going to be writing paragraphs this week, we're going to also be looking at the different parts of an essay and how to put that together. But the assignment for this week is not an essay, it is just a paragraph. All right, so I hope you're watching the video now. And here are the resources that you have available. How to set up a Google Doc. It's a really short video where I go through and set up a Google Doc in MLA format. So that I'm not going to go through it with you now because you can go through it at your convenience. I would like for you to look at that though, because some of you already know how, some of you don't, so please take a look at that. All right, writing an essay. This is a slideshow presentation. Remember to have access to documents like this, to, well, actually that's a video, but anyway, to have access to course documents like this sample MLA formatted essay over here. You will see that you'll be able to get into it if you just sign into your Nash student email. So don't hit share this with me or send me an email asking me to share, because I don't want to share it to outside addresses. And okay, I accidentally clicked on that document there. But you can see all of this. You don't have to ask, and just make sure you're in your Nash email or Gmail, I should say, when you are signing in. Okay, so how to set up a Google Doc. Watch that. Writing an essay, slideshow presentation. You'll get some answers to your quiz that you're going to take this week from that slideshow presentation. All right, so here are the assignment documents, which also are your resources, but I always put them under the aqua bar, the assignment documents. So these are the two things that you're going to have to do. Notice that it says create a Google Doc in MLA format, which I've got a resource on here to help you with that. Follow the instructions to create a paragraph. This is not an essay. This is a paragraph with a topic sentence, because we know a paragraph has to have a topic sentence in order to let your reader know what you're getting ready to write about. And so when you did your introduction paragraphs and you had a topic sentence starting there, my name is Debbie Lee, and I am happy to introduce myself to the class. That's a topic sentence. It let my reader know, okay, this is going to be personal stuff about her because she's introducing herself to us. And yes, so we were going to, topic sentences. We already know what a topic sentence is. In fact, last week, I believe one of the resources was something to look at about, or it was a slideshow about assembling a paragraph and what a topic sentence is and all of that. And the topic sentence should always come first. Always come first. All right, so we're going to write a paragraph with a topic sentence supporting details. So let's take a look at that document. And, all right, explaining the central idea and using evidence. All right, directions. Follow the directions. Read the article below and then do what the directions ask you to do. All right. Here's what the directions ask you to do. In an MLA formatted document, write a short paragraph that explains the central idea of the article. Use at least 2 details from the article to support your response. Mention the title and author of the article in your first sentence, your topic sentence. And I give you a sample because I don't just throw you to the wolves. I always give you a sample. So sample says, according to the article, pro-con, should we abolish the Electoral College? There are 2 sides to the question. One side, whatever that one side says. And then the article, something to kind of back up what you're saying here. The article states, in quotation marks, and at the end, the author's last name in parentheses, and then a period. You do need to follow that format, and if you'll look at the document, if you look at the document, I have put some notes over here. So my note over here where it says this, quotation mark, parentheses, author, that's the author's last name, parentheses, and a period. We call that the, or I call it quo for quotation marks, par for parentheses, and then punctuation. The end of the sentence punctuation comes outside of the parentheses. All right, what this is called is in-text citation. And so what it does is it creates a reference within the text to a works cited page. And so the topic sentence here, according to the article pro-con, should we abolish the Electoral College, there are 2 sides to the question. One side, that's going to be your little summary statement of what you say that one side is, pro-con. Should we abolish? Yes, no, that sort of thing. So one side, that's a little summary, and then the article states, and there is your quotation or your textual evidence that backs up what you've set up here, that there are 2 sides to the question. So find something that supplements what you wrote right here. The other side, summary, and then the con our author argues that, what does he argue? And then end with a concluding sentence. And so if I start this, the con author argues that, and put my information here in my own words, I still need that reference. So I don't know why I didn't put it on here. I know why I didn't put it on there, because I meant this, the con author it put his name here, the con author's name here, and you won't have to put this kind of citation here at the end. You won't have to do that if it's mentioned in the sentence. So that's what I meant by that, and it was confusing to me too. I hope maybe me just looking at it and getting over my own confusion will help you to see it better. All right, so here is the article. Excuse me. And this says, view of the U.S. presidential poll votes at the Empire State Building on November 9th, 2016, New York City. Gives you the credit there for that. But that is not the author. That's just who took the photo. Up here at the top, notice, here's your title, pro, con, should we abolish the Electoral College? When we write about titles, someone else's title, we put it in quotation marks. Now, of course, if you're writing this in an MLA formatted document, which you should be, this is just a default that I use. So this is not in MLA format. But remember, when you're writing, MLA format's what you need. So when you mention the title anywhere in what you've written, you're going to put it in quotation marks. That's MLA format to do that. All right, and so then you can see up here, this is what we call a byline. Maybe you've heard of a byline and you weren't really sure what it was, but a byline is this, where it says by whoever wrote it. Not every news article that we look at or make run into in our research or our writing or whatever has a byline. Sometimes they don't get a byline, whoever wrote it. They just work for the organization. They get credit for that, and they don't, they get paid, but they don't get credit. So this is the byline. And, yeah, let me turn off all notifications. Thank you. The byline. This is where you'll find your authors' names. Now there are two authors here, and that is because one is a pro and one is con. And so here is the pro side here. And the pro side here would be attributed to the first person that was mentioned in the byline up here. So Don Kuessler is the author for the pro side. Notice the subheadings, helpful in reading. We're not going to use subheadings in MLA format though, but I think headings and subheadings, if you ever get to English 114 and take me for English 114, we'll talk about other kinds of formats besides MLA format, and being able to use headings and subheadings is good. All right, let's see. So all the way down to his concluding sentence there is attributed to that first author. The second part, the con, this is, the byline is still applicable down there, except Merrill Matthews will be the writer of the con. And the reason I know that is because I subscribe to this service, and another reason I know is because anytime you have split text like this, pro/con, different subtitles, for each one, that's the way it works. The author of the first half would be mentioned first, and the author in the second half would be mentioned second. So, That's important to know. All right, and then read, and I think it's set out pretty well, and it's easy to read and understand. And so then you would need to let's see. Okay. Uh, yeah. Here is it. All right. When you quote in text, you do a citation, that in-text citation. It is only a shorthand link to the full citation, which occurs on a separate works cited page. The video on how to set up a Google Doc in MLA format walks you through this. So, excuse me, if you need to go and look at that again, or now, or as after you've written and you want to clarify it, it tells you all about the works cited. But I've given you an actual, I did it for you, in other words. And this is the same sample that you would use for anything that you would write that comes from a web source like this one does, because you're looking at this over the internet. Okay, so the way this is set up is it's still in Times New Roman 12-point font, double line spacing. You start with Kuesler, Don, so last name, comma, first name, and MLA format calls for putting Merrill Matthews in the correct order, first name, last name. I don't know why, it's just the way it is. A period, so for that part. And then over here we have the title. And so the title is Pro Con, Should We Abolish the Electoral College? That is in quotation marks, because anytime we use someone else's title in our writing, it's got to go in quotation marks. Then we have the publisher. The publisher for this was the Tribune News Service. Well, I'll just highlight it all. The Tribune News Service, and that is written in italics. So italics is the publisher, comma, and then the date of publication. And in MLA format, we use, that's April. Let me fix that because I don't think that is correct. It's not preferable. 26 space APR, because we abbreviate the name of the month, except the only ones we don't abbreviate are May, June, and July. But everything else is abbreviated, APR, and then 2019. That is better. And I'm not sure why I did it that way, but I don't like it now, so I fixed it. All right. See, I'm It's that recursive writing style where you can just go back and fix things as you see them. Tribune News Service, then in italics, comma, because that is the publisher. And then the date of publication, 26th of April, 2019, a period there. And then a capital A, accessed, the word accessed, and then the number of the month, the abbreviated month, and the year. So access 23 January of 2022. Now that is the works cited sample, and you can use it Whenever I give you a sample, feel free to use it. I give it to you. You own it now. All right, so that is one. You're writing one paragraph about that. It's got all the templates and everything at the top. Here's the second paragraph here. And when we've got the second one, just do what you did for the first one, and this is supporting a claim. I give you a definition from your Little Seagull Handbook. According to the Little Seagull Handbook, a claim is a statement that asserts a belief or a position, which was a little different from what we did in the other paragraph, because the other paragraph you gave kind of a summary statement of what it was about, and you made the statement, you just made a statement. It wasn't really a belief or a position. Whereas here in this paragraph, we're going to ask you for your topic sentence to be that claim, that belief or a position that you're going to take. And you'll see what I mean as we read on. A claim always needs to be directly stated and supported by reasons and evidence. So, directions, read the article below, do what the directions ask you to do. Same thing, choose an argument or claim from the text, either made by the writer or by someone referred to by the writer. Summarize the argument or claim and explain why you agree or disagree with it. Support your position with evidence from the text. So you're going to choose a side. This is another pro-con, but this time you're going to pick a side. The other time you told what the two sides were, but you didn't choose. This time you're going to choose. You're going to pick a side to agree with. And it doesn't have to be life-changing, life-affirming. Nobody's going to write this down in a book that you said this. So even if it's a political statement here, don't worry about it. Just do it for the benefit of learning how to do something. And don't worry about this too much. Okay, do what the directions ask you to do. Pick a side. Okay. Choose an argument or claim from this text. That's what I mean by pick a side. Either made by the writer or by someone referred to by the writer. Summarize the argument or claim, and then explain why you agree or disagree with it. So this is going to be either one. Either one. You're going to agree with the pro or you're going to agree with the con. And you're just going to pick one and talk about it. You're not going to talk about the other side. Okay. Choose only one side of the argument. Either Biden is responsible for failure in Afghanistan or Biden is not responsible. State your claim as the topic sentence after introducing the title and the author of the article as you did in your previous paragraph. So, here is the byline. Rebecca L. Heinrichs. And the thing is, on the byline, it's first name, last name. In MLA format, on the works cited page, it's going to be last name, comma, first name, period. So, and she spells Rebecca with a couple of extra C's or something there. Anyway, I'm not used to seeing it. And of course, this is the publisher. Publisher goes in italics. Does it go in italics? Yes, it does. It goes in italics. It's the Sunday afternoon and I'm crazy here. All right, and then there's the date of publication is right there for you to find. So that's where you get your byline, your author. All right, here's the pro sign. Don't blame Biden. Blame George Bush. All the way back to poor W. All right, and then the con, Afghan fiasco, belongs to Biden. Of course, that's the one that tells the other side. It wasn't, you can't pin this on George W. or anybody else. This is Biden's fault. And pick either side, doesn't matter. It's just an exercise so you can see how it's done, so you can learn from it. So don't worry about it. So read this, and if you have, and of course you're going to use something from the text to back up your claim. So think about how I told you to set up the first paragraph, and then use that same method to carry out this paragraph. So choose only one side. Before, in the other paragraph, you summarized both sides. In this one, you're just going to pick one side. You're either saying George W. Bush is at fault here, it's not Biden's fault, or you're going to say, oh, it is so Biden's fault. He really messed this up. Okay, so you're going to start with that claim, and then you're going to develop with your own ideas about what else what else is going on here. Why is that red line? For the failure. Okay, I love how even my computer is continually correcting me as I go. Okay, that's fine. I need to be corrected. All right, state your claim is the topic sentence after introducing the title and the author. So be sure that you do the same thing as you did in the template that I gave you in the previous one. Let me highlight that for you so that'll stand out. All right, so you need to refer back to the other instructions if you need to get an idea here, except instead of the pro-con and the summary of both sides, you're going to just pick one side, and you're going to say what that side is, and you're going to support it with details from the article. So it says, choose an argument, summarize the argument or the claim, and then explain why you agree or disagree with it. I would think it would be tough to summarize the argument or claim and then say why you disagree with it when you obviously just said, I'm going to take that out. All right, see how I revise as I go? Then explain why you agree with it, because you're making it as your statement of fact, your opinion. And then, and because we're using the word opinion, do not anywhere in this paragraph say, in my opinion, or I think, or in, some people even go to the extreme of saying, in my humble opinion. That just weakens your writing so much. Get that stuff out of your head. Just simply state it. It was Biden's fault. And then here's what the article says about it being Biden's fault. And then here's what, here's what I think about this. In your own words. Try not to use I in it if you can. Just state it. The article says this. This is true. Put your own words in it like that. And then when you get through with that and you've used some quotations from the article, supported it with some something from the text evidence, the textual evidence here, what we call textual evidence. We're going to put all of that in your paragraph, and then you need a wrap it up sentence. Now, here's the thing. You go through, you do both of these paragraphs. You're only going to post one. So here's the Turnitin link right here, the little Turnitin symbol. And that is, you're going to pick one of those to turn in. It doesn't matter to me which one. You're just going to pick one. You can do the one where you did the summary, or you can do the one where you have the claim, where you pick a side for it. Either one, and you're going to submit it there before midnight. The other thing for this week is this quiz. All you have to do is click on it and just start answering the questions. It's really self-explanatory. What this is going to do, though, is it's asking you to look at some of the slideshows we've already looked at. The very first week of class, we had this one. If you'll, it doesn't show up blue here, but this definitely is a link, because you can see it turn to the little hand there, and that'll take you back to the slideshow that I'm talking about there, so you don't have to scroll back and look. That one, the slideshow, this one over here where it turns into a hand, the slideshow relating to an essay, creating a thesis, and all of that, that was in this week, but I put the link to it there. I'll answer the questions. All answers are found in the slideshow presentations. This must be completed before midnight on June the 12th. Quiz is open, Moodle page, slideshows, anything else you want to look at to find the answers to these questions. It's not timed, and you can take it as many times as you want to before midnight on June the 12th. So say you take it and you make a 50, you can retake it, and then the next time you make an 80 and you think, man, I want 100. You take it a third time and now you got your 100. So it's open. It's meant to be a review and not a test of your long-term memory or short-term memory, whatever. Anyway, that's what we're doing for this week. And if you have any questions as you go through this, please let me know. Also, if I had not gotten to your introduction paragraph to give you feedback on it for this week, then just go back and check that for next week and do the journal then. I sent out an email about all this, but I'm telling you anyway. So, y'all have a great week. The weather is beautiful today. I hope it remains beautiful all week. And I will see you next time.